The big picture, big biblical principle from Jonah chapter 1 is this. And when you run from God, you'll lose that race every time. And the reason is rather obvious. God is faster than you. And I know that sounds incredibly simplistic, but folks, that's just the truth. And we think, well, if I do this, or I do that, or I do this, listen, let y'all in on a little secret. Listen. God's on to us. God knows better than us. Well, if I just wait, God's got more time than you. Well, if I could just do it, God's smarter than you. So God sends Jonah to Nineveh, and Jonah heads off in the opposite direction. He goes down into the bottom of the ship, and the text says he falls fast asleep. And you would think that would be hard to do. When you're out of God's will, and make no mistake, Jonah knows he's out of God's will. But it's amazing how quickly we can get comfortable being out of God's will. You see what's going on here? You can't run too fast or too far to get away from the God that loves you too much to let you do it. Get this. This just really struck me. At least at this point in the story, Jonah would rather die than obey God in this area of his life. Jonah would prefer death to obedience to God. And we know that that's the case because he says to the sailors in verse 12, he said to them, "Pick me up, throw me in the sea. Then the sea will become calm for you, for I know that on account of me, this great storm has come upon you." Now, you know you are off kilter when you prefer death to obeying God. It's amazing how slowly we can be getting back in God's will.